Alright, we're back up here at the park for the second menu, which is Chicken Fajita. We'll walk over here to the table while these two walk around. See, they took the signs down on the door, but I do notice as driving up here on trees, there are arrows, and there are, like, right back there on the one tree, it's a big W. It says wrong, and then there was some other little placards like that saying danger. I think they're going to have a bike race up here this weekend. But yeah, we took that back there and went back to the bridge, and we walked for I guess a half hour, and then turned around, and well, at least half the video footage was deleted. Just wanna, I believe, if you say a certain phrase or whatever, whoever's watching at the end of this camera here, Google or Motorola, they make sure your phone has a malfunction, and delete that video if you say a certain keywords, or if you're on a certain conspiracy and you hit a nerve. So that's what I think happened to the two videos I shot, because I did talk about conspiracies that are currently going on. But anyway, this is the chicken fajita. I wasn't going to do, when they're repacked like this, in the second plastic, the first time it's just, these are just sat in here because it went down the assembly line. But when you have this plastic here resealed, that means that they were retested. Or inspected. Retested or inspected. So always use the big plastic one for a trash can. Okay, so here's chicken fajita filling. And we got some refried beans. I don't know if I really want to eat this today. But I just want to go through this. Here's your condiments. They got a beverage in there. Lemonade again. That seems to be their go-to, lemonade. I just wanted to do a short video today to get Rocky and Precious out. Precious don't seem to... She seems like down in the dumps. And usually when that happens, something usually follows. That means I'm taking her to the vet. So, but anyway, ooh, I might eat this. Fudge brownie. Yeah, we're gonna put that there. I haven't had anything sweet. Ooh, this one was really a good choice for today. We got cashews, jalapeno flavored. Ooh, they may go on the eat pile. And we got cheese spread. Got some cheese spread here. Alright. Tortillas Now, I would probably go ahead and use the heater for this meal because you want to get the tortillas hot and somewhat flexible, because when you take them out of this packet right now, because they got a dry absorber in there to keep them dry, keep them from gaining moisture. So when you open this up, you need to like make them flimsy again, because if not, they like break into like moon shapes. So I got some seasoning salt to go in there. Oh, this must be another their go-to right now, because this is the second Irish cream instant powder. So I'm guessing if we go through this whole box from November of 2013, I'm going to say that in the packet here, you're going to have lemonade, and then you're going to have constant Irish cream powder. So, and then you got your spoon, and then your dry, your heater. But yep, I would just take this, open it up. I would slide this in, take the beans out of this, slide that into this box so they're both in, and I would, let's see, how would I do that? I think I would put this, put the tortillas in between, or I'd wait till after it got cooked or whatever, and then I would just lay these on top, like after you pull them out and get ready to eat. I'd lay these on top to get somewhat warm it up, just to keep them from falling apart. Or you could just slip these in next to the fajita or the refried beans, and so I don't think I'm going to eat this one currently. I think we'll do that on another day. Maybe I'm surprised they didn't put that in the condiments, with, making sure that all the packs had some sort of salt-free blended Mrs. Dash. They want, so many years they sent out a thing to the units, like a survey, and what they would like to see in the meals. I know recently they just added pizza. It's supposed to be like Chef Boyardee, where where you like made your own bread and then you put the sauce on it, and then sprinkle that grated powdered cheese on top of the pizza. Well, it's like that. That's what the pizza is. It's just, and then they then they put absorbers in to dry up all the moisture. So, yeah, it doesn't have any moisture with it. I guess on that one too, you would have to fire it up. Hey, Miss Precious, you okay? Yeah, you okay? So here's the chocolate brownie. Looks more like a chocolate pound cake. Yeah, seriously, they changed the name on these, but it's the same thing. It's chocolate pound cake or or fudge pound cake, or a or what's the white pound cake they call it. They got, so they would call this a chocolate pound cake. And it looks like it has chocolate chips in it. You can see that. So Miss Precious is over here on the other side of the table. Very dense and sweet. You want a piece, Precious? Come here. Rocky, you want a piece? I'm going to see if they eat it. Precious says no. No? They both say no to it. So, more for me. Right? So, I'm going to have to give them both haircuts again. Rocky don't like hearing that word, haircut. He likes to be shaggy and scruffy. Because it's their choice. When I'm out in the backyard and they want to get shaved, it's their choice. They sit there and let me go to town. They get up and walk off. That I wait till the next time I can get a hold of them. Or if they come up to me and sit down in front of me when I have the clippers, then that means they want to get their hair cut. They have their choice. So, quiet out here. I hope Friday they can figure out what's going on in my guts, because it really does affect me. Most of the time I feel dizzy. But then I go back to putting my symptoms into WebMD. Comes up with Meniere's disease or ulcers, which it would be nice to have ulcers. Maybe they can give me an antibiotic, because ulcers are created by a bacteria. But the pain started out before COVID. Started out right down, like right in here. It felt like it was shooting up into my chest. So my nurse practitioner got me in to see the cardiologist. The cardiologist made me run on a treadmill and had everything hooked up, and that they said they really couldn't read the squiggly lines. You would think they could, the squiggly lines. For as many people as they were pushing through that type of test, after, during and after COVID. It was just like after I had that test done. Now you couldn't figure it out. So then they send me for the barium. Basically, it's a radioactive isotope they put in you, and they can see your heart, your whatever, with that radioactive. They did a thing on my heart. Oh, they're both laying under the table. Okay. But yeah, they did that, and that one, you could stand there on the monitor. You could see your heart beating They had like 3 monitors up. It was like being in a sports bar. And they put the barium in. And it's like you're sitting still, but you're doing like Mach 1, Mach 2, Mach 3. Like you're going into space like an astronaut. But you're sitting still. But you're able to also see your heart rate and see it boop, 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 boop. It's like almost like they try to cause a heart attack in a way. And mine was going, it was going so fast, it was going boop, 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 boop. But in between each little blip, 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 there was a blip, little blip, little blip between each and big blips. Oh, and they're like, the woman and the doctor standing there. Oh, those little ones are nothing to worry about. Okay, why would you even mention that if they wasn't to worry about? That's my question. Why would you even mention something to someone and tell them not to worry about it? What are you going to do when you hear something like that? You're going to worry about the little blip. You're going to be, oh my God, I got a little blip. What does that mean? And they're saying not to worry about it, but they mentioned to you. And then they make it. Then after that, they like really they go out. Then the assistant comes in, takes you in, and they do one before you have the barium for your heart. Then they do a second one after the barium's in there, and they put you up to this thing, and then they scan just this part. And then after that, the guy, like, after he lowers the table or whatever you're on, tells you to go out and get dressed. You get dressed, and then they sit you in the waiting room for the results. Well, they never came. Nobody ever came, and then finally, that assistant guy, he's like, "You can go home." And that was towards the end of the day. That was towards the end of the day. So I know the doctors and nurses at the VA were more worried about getting home than to read somebody's test results. That's how it is at the VA. You got to go middle of the week on a Wednesday. Middle of the week on a Wednesday at the VA in Lebanon to be seen properly. Maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, because it's early in the week. Monday you don't want, they're coming back off bringing whatever they had done on the weekend into work on Monday. Then you have Tuesday, Wednesday. I'd say Thursday. Thursdays they would start thinking about Friday, getting off early. What if their boss is going to give them 45 minutes or not to go home, because the department heads can do that, give them 45 minutes. That's why it's mostly dead at 2:30 in the afternoon when you go in there. The only people in there is the people issuing medication, and they're waiting to get off. Waiting to get off too. Might be only one person in there giving out medication, and you got 6 people waiting on a Friday afternoon. Don't get me wrong. Lebanon is, I would say, compared to most of the bigger VAs, maybe even Walter Reed. I mean, you got so many people in the cities going to those hospitals, and you may get forgotten, but In Lebanon, if you keep up with senior people, now, don't miss one appointment. Don't cancel one appointment because you got to go back to your primary care to get a new consult to actually see that same person again, because they will dump you when you miss one appointment. You walk in there and you're like, hey, I want to make an appointment. Or if you call up and make an appointment, I'm sorry, he won't see you. Why won't he see me? That has happened to me once already with my chiropractor. But he can cancel with me all day long. But when I cancel, I can't do that. I got to take the appointment, or I don't see him. That's where I find it very aggravating. Because why do I have to go back to my primary care to get a consult to come back and see him? When I canceled it and I can reschedule it whenever I want. It should be open-ended because I've already started my what do you call it? My plan, like of healing with the doctor. And now that I think about it, the chiropractor, he don't talk about none of that. He don't talk about what he's going to do to help you. He just stands there, puts you on the puts me on the table, does the cracking of my back and neck and everything half-assed. I've been to a chiropractor before, and they got me into the correct position and then did the thing. The one at the VA here made me feel like he would make a mistake, he would do more damage. So he didn't get me in the right position, but then again, I don't take it against him. I take it against VA because they put him in such a small room. The room is probably 2 of these picnic tables together. And he's got a desk up against the wall. He's got a thing in there for where you wash your hands like a doctor. And then he's got the little bed that he puts you on. And basically his favorite thing to do is put the electrical stimulators on you and put you on the bed, and the bed, stretches you out. And yeah, so right now I think he's set in his ways, or VA has him set in his ways on the type of procedures he has. But in the years that I have seen him, he's never once said, hey, I am going to have him go back and be x-rayed and see where we're at with this. He's never done that. Rocky, you going? You can walk around, but stay here. You want to go down there in the woods. I see you. Yeah, Rocky wants to go into the woods. I'm watching you. You better come back. No running away. No running, Rocky. It looks like he's running away. I don't know if we... Here, let's change this up. He's back there. Where is he? He's way back there. Way back in them trees. He's like on the edge of the... Hey, you better stay in the park. Oh, he's peeing. But anyway, yeah. So, and Precious is over here underneath the picnic table in front of you, right over there. But yeah, they just basically... It could be better, it could be worse. I just don't appreciate how they treat me, especially my primary care. It treats me like I'm stupid. And it's like, hey, but they make WebMD, you know. I can put my symptoms just like you do in on your computer, but you got a lot more check boxes when he's standing there. And I can see the computer, I can see him. And he's got the mouse, you can see him with the mouse, and then he asks you questions that he's reading off the computer. And I just got the same done with the same questions with the nurse prior. So when you go to your appointment, you have the nurse question you, and then the doctor questions you. Two, and they both do practically the same. I'm gonna say soap notes. They're soap notes, you know, because I used to do massage therapy, and you had to have soap notes on your clients. And see, that's where they think you're stupid too. Like you don't go to school. Like I went to school for massage therapy, so I know about soap notes. So, but but what got me is I'm standing there telling him, and then I'm telling him my pain, and I'm telling him, hey, I put it in WebMD, and then he's like, he just takes one of the things I said about for a symptom, picks one of those and it on that. And of course, he blames it on the anxiety. Everything's involved with the anxiety. No. What is causing the anxiety? Right now, I have pain in my gut, and that's causing me anxiety. It's causing my BP to rise. It's causing me my ears to ring. It's causing balance issues, because usually when they're ringing, your balance is controlled in here. Hi, buddy, what are you doing? So I just want to say that my primary care, I'm not stupid, and so that's why I went to the ER. I just bypass my primary care and go to the ER. And that's how I'm just going to do it from now on. Because, I can tell that doctor, hey, this is what it is. And then he's going to go, hey, I'm going to give you a consult. So he got me a consult for going to the gut doctor. So, yeah, because when I went back into the ER like twice before for my blood pressure, it was a different ER doctor there. And that dude, yeah, it was pretty much at the end of the day. It was like after lunch each time I went to go, and all they would do, they gave me medication. They're not looking at what's causing your blood pressure to go up. I'm telling them there's pain in here. They put me into the scan, into a CAT scan, and then they say they don't see anything. Okay, but there's pain. Why not in the first place? And then I got blood pressure issue. So I'm standing there, and then I watch TikTok, and then African doctor comes up and says, "You know why you have blood pressure problem? It's in your gut. It's in your gut." And I'm like, you know what? He's right. So now I can pinpoint it right here, right in here. I know I've been told I have a couple of hernias, but I don't think a hernia, I can tell also that there's like, I do know back when I had my first primary care, he looked at my tongue because there was like some white stuff on my tongue, and then my feet. My feet had like at that time fungus, and he noticed the bumps back here and he's like, "You got a bacteria. You got a bacteria infection. You need some antibiotics." So he gave me antibiotics, 7 days worth. It was like a kind of like a Z pack, almost 7 days worth. Took them all 7 days, and I felt great. Felt. I think that's what's going on now. Is there's a bacteria sitting in my gut, and then it might harbor itself in the liver. But I do notice that, like, when I took the amoxicillin, I had like a couple days. There was like 2 weeks where I just felt normal. No dizziness, no nothing. But now it's back again. It's really back again, and it's like a devil. Like, when you calm something down for a little while, then it comes back like a vengeance. Well, that's like what it feels like now. And I'm like, oh wow. Anyway, that's enough on the VA. Enough on the VA, but I could also go on the compensation process about when they send you to these people. They have like, they'll have like maybe 20 to 30 applicants per day they're seeing, and you only get 15 minutes with the person making the compensation, the giving you your rating, even, or denying you your rating. They get 15 minutes. They have like 30 cases on their desk for one day, and they only get 15 minutes apiece. 15-20 minutes apiece. You're going in there, it's like a revolving door, because they find a person, and it's the lowest person that put in the bid. And I can tell you that those stacks, I was with one lady, and I was going in there for my head because of back in here, my original primary care explained to me that the vertebrae on the end of it have hooks that are like going down. Plus, I have degenerative disc disease, and it's digging in the back here and causing me headaches. I'm like, okay. So I put that on the thing, and then they sent me to Wilkes-Barre. And I go in there, and I'm sitting, and it's an appointment like just after lunch, or like maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock appointment, maybe 1 o'clock, because I got up there and then I had lunch. I had lunch at the there's a Spanish restaurant there, Azteca something. So I ate there, and then I went to my appointment. Went over and sat down and waited, and there was like 4 other guys there. And then next thing you know, here comes the other one. She calls for the other one, and then next one call, and then finally my turn. So I'm going back, and then I'm explaining to her, about being over in Iraq and then, being under machines and hitting my head and on machines over there and then having headaches and then, you know, the helmet, it just hits back here, right back here in this area, and it's causing me tremendous headaches. Still does today. And the the lady's standing there. She's sitting there, and she's like, "Do you mind if I eat and drink? I didn't have lunch." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not? You could, yeah." The files on her desk fell off onto the floor. That's how I know they have 20 to 30 people, and it's like a rotating door, because I was sitting out there and then 4 people were ahead of me, and Lord knows who was ahead of them. And I'm just the one at 1:30, 2 o'clock, in 1:30, 1:30, 2 o'clock, yeah. But you had all these guys before me and in the morning, and then you had some after me, and you have these stack of files, and they topple onto the floor. And so I'm standing there helping her put these files together, or put them together. And she's eating her sandwich when they toppled, and she's trying to ask me questions while she's eating. And you would think, unless that maybe was a test or some bullshit, but I don't think so. But I was standing there taking people. I didn't know what order they were. I was just throwing them into the files and putting them up on the table. So I made a complaint about her. Then they send me to Mechanicsburg. And I get there, and it's in like inside a old folks home. An old folks home. And I'm like, am I in the right place? But I see the sign saying whatever the medical thing. Seen the sign, and so I went in. It was just printed on a regular piece of paper. Might even been handwritten, and just like put up there. And so walk in the door and go in, and a bunch of old people in there. And so tell the lady at the window what I'm there for. She kind of guessed already before I even finished the sentence. Then next thing you know, I go in, and then she calls me back, and we go back, and she does her blood pressure and then whatnot. And I'm like, this is the first time I ever had blood pressure done and height weight done for one of these. She's like, well, yeah, that's what we're doing here. So did that, and door opens, and honest to God, I think, well, first thing popped in my head, what is this supermodel doing this? Then she talked a little bit of a deep voice, and I never really thought about any of that, and none of that was really brought to light about transgender till Obama, or none of that, none about the transgender, classes. We never had that till recently. So yeah, so I'm like standing there, and this checks me out, and I had my helmet with me, and I was going to put it on for her, and she says, "I don't need that. I'm just going to look at your." She didn't. Even, she did. She just stood there and looked at me, and then I sat up on the thing, and she's like, "Nope. I'm just going to look at what your doctors have written, and then you'll know when you'll know." And so she's like, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So this was just like basically worthless. It was like 5 minutes. You could obviously tell she thought she was way smarter than anybody. Even though she looked like she was $1 million and had the attitude with it, and tight skirt, mini skirt, and the very revealing blouse. But I think it was a dude. I truly think it was a dude. But that's okay. You know, that lady didn't give me anything. I never heard a word about my neck, my anything, nothing. Um, Never heard anything about the degenerative disc disease. That was supposed to be the same time as for that. Nope, never heard anything. So, list came back. I was on the computer one day at work, and I seen everything they denied. And then the only things that they did was my lower back. And that's because the lady sat down and she actually talked to me. And that was at Fox Rehab in Mechanicsburg. That doctor there, she made me bend over. She made me touch my toes. She made me turn my head left, right, down. She made me do stuff, and she had this little protractor and seeing how far I could bend, and how much pain it causes me, and what comes from that is anxiety. You know, because if you have pain, you have anxiety because you're worried about it. It's always in here, back here, you know. So anyway, enough about enough about the VA and their processes. But I don't want this to like completely delete the video. But they have companies out there now that help you when you go to these CP exams. Compensation pension, I guess that's what it's called, compensation pension. So they have. I did it by myself. I should go to one of those companies and be seen by their doctors, and that's what I should do. That's what I should do, really. Very bad, very big way. Because to go for 26 years and only get a 26-year letter, and you dealt with people who thought they were better than you, and you stand there and put your heart into your work, and you constantly, basically, they would never give you a day off, but they'd give that fucking, excuse my language, schmuck that's always playing on his phone, sleeping in the corner somewhere, and didn't do anything anybody asked, but they'd give him off. That's where I stand. I was one who gave my heart and soul into doing work. And the fucking schmuck. Yeah. I get heated over it because we get to go to weddings, get to go to not even the kid doesn't even belong to him. Go to the birthday party. I asked for certain things, and I got told basically you're working, and yeah, so that's why I got out. I got out because I was used and abused, and yeah, so that's where I'm at. So I still harbor it, but I gotta release that. I gotta release it into the atmosphere. Maybe that's what's in here. It's in here manifesting itself, making me sick. All right. Well, I'm gonna go and leave in the comments. And if you have any comments, I know this is boring. Listen to me talk about VA and their processes and yeah. So today was a VA rant video. So all right. I didn't mean it to be. I meant it to be a meal review. But I don't edit, so you will see the entirety of this video. So like, share, subscribe, comment, and you don't just tell me I'm crazy. Just say crazy. Just say crazy. You're crazy. All right. Bye.